I don't know what that was. Welcome to the Old Man Sailing live stream. I just had a pop up on the screen which I felt I should read. And I hope I'll be better at it this time. I think I'm getting the hang of it. First of all, I've got an apology. An awful lot of people might have been expecting the Old Man Sailing book club this morning. For the last, 9, 10 weeks, it has appeared just after midnight on a Sunday morning, regular as clockwork, with me reading from one of my books to the accompaniment of video from the previous week, Life on the Boat. This morning, it's not there. Believe me, I have tried. I spent about 24 hours trying to sort it out. I could film it, I could put it all together, uh, but do you think I could save it? Kept saying it was saving, and it was nowhere to be found. So this morning, I ended up for about an hour with the Apple helpline, and we went through everything. And right at the end, the guy said, "Oh, people have reported this already. It's a known issue." And apparently the engineers are working on it. And oh dear, I'm sorry about that. That's the Coast Guard giving their safety broadcast. Anyway, uh, we've now got to wait for the engineers to fix it. So there will be a pause in the book club. And the other thing I had to say, oh yes, apart from anything else, this was complicated by the fact that suddenly Starlink shut down. So I had no internet. I was right in the middle of the Irish Sea, no internet, couldn't do anything. And it transpired that I hadn't paid the bill. And that means I pay for it in Colombian pesos. It's somewhere between 800,000 and 1.5 million pesos a month. Not as much as it sounds. But the problem is that the bank sees this request for funds from Colombia and immediately freaks out. Lots of red flags, lots of clutching pearls, saying, "Oh, goodness gracious me, this is a request from Colombia, it must be dodgy." And they refuse the request, which means Elon Musk doesn't get his money that month and shuts down in a fit of pique. The problem is, I cannot pay it unless I got a connection, can I? I mean, it's the chicken and the egg. So what I had to do was alter course and head 90 degrees sharp left and head straight for the Irish coast. And once I'm within 12 miles, I get a Starlink connection again, if I've paid. Now, the question was whether I would be able to pay it or whether I would have to wait until I had a mobile phone connection. Fortunately, I was able to pay it on the sort of side of the Starlink. You know, wouldn't let me do anything else, but they would let me pay the bill. So I'd done that, and we got Starlink back again. And I made one of the little 1-2 minute Instagram videos this morning. And perhaps I should explain how the Old Man Sailing YouTube and, well, the internet presence has developed. Because all this started with me 500 miles from Bermuda, waving my camera around at an ocean calm. And somehow that captured people's imagination. It's been viewed 3 million times, and it got things started. The other lucky thing is, because I was paying for the data, I kept them short. And the Instagram algorithm said, "Good heavens, look at this. People are watching the whole video all the way to the end." Well, of course they were. It's only 2 minutes long. I mean, you've got a pretty much of a problem with your attention span if you can't watch something for 2 minutes. And so they said, "Well, he's got 100% retention. He must be wonderful." And so they started pumping it out to everybody. And that, of course, spreads, and you end up with Facebook, and then you end up with YouTube, and there are all these people joining in from all over the place. I've got 136,000 followers on Instagram now. I think 7,000 on Facebook. It's going up and up and up. And I've got this theory that once I get going in earnest, once I've set off on the Francis Chichester 60th Anniversary Challenge on August the 27th, leaving from Plymouth and heading to Sydney in Australia, and writing about it every day, making a little video every day, then I don't think there's any reason why I shouldn't have 500,000 followers by the time I get to Sydney, and 1,000,000 by the time I get back. So that's the plan. The way it works is this: there's the YouTube channel, and on there you can see the Old Man Sailing book club every Sunday. You can see all the other videos I've ever made for YouTube. And this is doing so well that they've now started to pay me. I believe they're going to pay me $19, except for one teensy little problem, which is that years ago I set up an AdSense account, which is how you get paid by YouTube, and I no longer have access to the email address for it, so I can't make any changes to it, like for instance the bank account where I will get paid, which doesn't exist anymore. So I'm going to have to talk to Google. Apparently, because I have Google Workspace and I pay for it every month, they will talk to me. So we'll see if we can sort that out. There is Facebook. There is the Old Man Sailing Facebook group page, which a lot of stuff ends up there, a lot of discussion on there. Then, as I mentioned, the little videos on Instagram. Some of them are even on TikTok. And that leaves us then with the oldmansailing.com blog. Now, that's been going for 9 years, is it? Yes, it is. Must be 9 years. And it was always news of what was happening. Fairly long posts, some of them. And from now on, that's going to be a reference site. I will try and answer the questions that come up again and again and again, like, why don't you wear a harness? Do you catch fish? Things like that. So people will be able to go over there for those. There's also a page of the books. There's the health supplement on there that keeps me going at the age of 77. And there's a shop where you can buy an Old Man Sailing hat. So basically reference, little Instagram post. That is now on a site called .com. That's right. Now on there, if you want to just buy me a coffee, you can, that's fine. But the reason for having it is that if you scroll down a little, you'll find a thing called the Full Ocean Experience. And on there, I will be writing every day when I'm at sea, somewhere between 600 words and 1,800 words. So an average of about 1,000, something like that. And I do that every day. And once I set off, that'll be every day for 5.5 months. So for £6 a month it'll cost. You get the first week free, so you can try it out. But after that, £6 a month will be getting you about 30,000 words, which is about this business of sitting down every day with the laptop and writing about what I'm doing and what I'm thinking and what I'm dreaming, what I'm eating, what I'm reading, what the weather's doing, all that sort of thing. That is written every day. But at the end of the voyage, I sit down and edit the whole lot, chuck out the boring bits, chuck out the silly bits, chuck out the bits that are just too embarrassing. And that is what you buy in a voyage book, which costs, I don't know, £12 or something. 13, I think. But this way, you're getting the raw copy, written, day by day. If tomorrow a storm is coming, I will write the storm is coming, and these are the preparations I'm making. But you won't know what happens when the storm hits until tomorrow. So I think it's going to be much more exciting, much more immediate. And I'm not sure anybody's done this before. Not anyway as a professional writer. So I'm hoping that is going to be an absolute massive success. And I think a terrific book at the end of it, because I'm going to be comparing my voyage with that of Francis Chichester 60 years ago. I'll have his book in one hand, and we'll sort of do it together. So the website again is buymeacoffee.com/oldmansailing. And that is the thing I really do recommend. I'm really quite excited about that. So we're now going up the coast of Ireland. I think you might be able to see it even. There you are, that's Ireland over there. I've got about 40 miles to go to Dunleary, which means that I'll be getting there after dark. So I won't be going into the harbour after dark. I will anchor, I think it's a little island, just and have a jolly good dinner and a good night's sleep without being interrupted. And then that's, of course, providing the wind doesn't change first, because the wind is due to change just outside, and I down a bit. But at the moment, very nicely, and I do have to, and I will begin. Weekend after that, I'm on my way to Plymouth.